It's good to be with you on this Monday. We're starting another week and asking God to bless this week. And I trust this will be a week of encouragement no matter what we hear, no matter what does happen. 2 Peter chapter 1 is an encouraging chapter. And in that, we have the wonderful verse it talks about in verse 3, according to his divine power that hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness through the knowledge of him that hath called us to glory and virtue. I love that verse. But the next one is the one I want to focus on, verse 4, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and precious promises, that by these ye might be partaker of the divine nature, note this, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust. Here we have the great and precious promises by which we can know that God has accomplished all that's needed for us to have the indwelling of the Spirit of God and to be able to actually live out God's life. Which means then that the world and its corrupting power and its influence on us, we have escaped through Christ. Now, obviously, when we willfully go against what the Lord wants, the Spirit of God is not in control. The world and its power and its effect on us does have a major impact. As you look at evangelicalism today, you realize that so many born-again Christians, at least that's what they call themselves, are deeply influenced by humanistic thinking, by a secular worldview. They don't have a biblical perspective. They struggle with faith. And that's because they are not having this great promise that God has given us of the divine nature giving us victory in our life, but instead the corruption of the world in our thinking and in our lifestyle is affecting them, and they're being very contextualized to the culture in which they live, and which is really a tragic thing. And so they're not escaping the desires of the world, they're living according to it. And so for us as believers that want to be led by the Spirit, that are willing to obey, that understand that the Bible is our sole rule of faith and practice, and we want to follow the Lord, well, God has promised that we will partake of his power, and we can escape all that corruption that comes through the desires of the flesh and affects our thinking, affects our actions, affects our behavior. We can be different people. We are crucified to the world, as Galatians chapter 6 says. And so I want to encourage you today that this world doesn't have to affect you. Its thinking doesn't have to affect you. Not even should it discourage you, because you've escaped that, because you are indwelt by the Spirit. You are a child of God. You can live a divine life through your humanity if you allow God to work. And the world can't have any impact on you. You can truly be free of that and have victory in each area of your life. That's really encouraging. So as we start this week, let's just claim this reality. This is fact. We are children of God. The world has been defeated. And let's claim that so that our lives can be free of that influence and be an influence instead for the cause of Christ.